In this episode, we journey back more than 2,000 years to uncover the extraordinary rise and eventual fall of Carthage, a city-state born from Phoenician merchants that dared to challenge Rome itself. At the heart of this military titan was one of history's greatest generals, Hannibal Barca. But who were the men behind the general? What was this mysterious army made of? And how did Carthage come to dominate the ancient Mediterranean before being wiped from history? Founded as a Phoenician colony known as Carthage, meaning new city, Carthage rose on the shores of modern-day Tunisia. By the end of the 4th century BC, Carthage had grown into a commercial and military juggernaut, taking over the mantle left behind by older Phoenician city-states of the Levant, weakened by Alexander the Great's conquests. Carthage built a maritime empire stretching across North Africa, Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica, and the Iberian Peninsula. It wasn't just a city, it was a globalized trade hub backed by a formidable navy and an army unlike any other, a mosaic of mercenaries, levies, allies, and elite citizen soldiers. And at the center of its military tradition stood the legendary Hannibal, whose tactics would forever change the way wars were fought. Carthage was governed by a powerful oligarchy. 2 elected magistrates, known as suffetes, alongside a council of the 100, oversaw both civilian and military affairs. Interestingly, unlike Rome or Greece, Carthaginian generals were not politicians. They were professionals appointed for their military skills. This separation created tension. The council could punish commanders for failure, even by death. One famous example is Bomilcar, a general who tried to seize power around 308 BCE and was crucified for his ambition. While this created a check on military authority, it also bred resentment. Successful commanders were often seen as political threats, held in check by jealous oligarchs trying to preserve their own power. Carthage's military was not a national army in the Roman sense. Most of its forces were non-citizen soldiers or foreign mercenaries. Carthaginian citizens, the Punics, rarely fought outside the navy, with the notable exception of elite units like the Sacred Band. Modeled after elite Greek units, the Sacred Band consisted of about 2,500 Punic noblemen equipped with high-quality weapons and armor. Some sources suggest an extended version of the unit may have numbered as high as 10,000. They played a vital role in battles against the Greeks in Sicily, but were likely annihilated at the Battle of the Crimisus, circa 341 to 339 BCE, against the forces of Timoleon of Syracuse. As citizen participation declined, Carthage relied increasingly on Libyan subjects to fill the ranks. These farmers and peasants were conscripted and trained as spear infantry, forming the sturdy backbone of Carthage's field armies. They were later joined by Libyan Phoenicians, a mixed population with higher status, better armor, and often equipped like Greek hoplites. Many served in Hannibal's Iberian campaigns and even adopted Roman equipment after victories in Italy, as described by Polybius. No discussion of Hannibal's army is complete without mentioning the Numidian cavalry. Light, fast, and almost unmatched in hit-and-run tactics, these warriors came from Numidia, modern-day Algeria, and were often recruited through alliances with local princes. Riding bareback with only a rope and a stick to guide their horses, they used javelins and taunts to lure Roman soldiers into ambushes. They played key roles in battles like Trebia, and their mobility was instrumental to Hannibal's early victories. Unlike Rome or Athens, where every citizen was expected to fight, Carthage saw war as a profession. Mercenaries were career soldiers, battle-hardened and well-trained, whereas citizen militias often disbanded after a campaign. However, this came at a cost. Mercenaries fought for coin and plunder, not patriotism. When unpaid, they turned on their employers, as seen in the Mercenary War, 240 to 238 BC, one of the bloodiest conflicts in Carthage's history. Weapons differed from soldier to soldier: javelins, swords, slings, and bows, but one thing appeared again and again across cultures: the shield. It was a shared symbol on battlefields from Spain to Italy. Among Iberian light infantry, the catrati carried small round shields called cetra, perfect for speed and skirmishing. The scutari, by contrast, were more heavily armored. They used the Roman-style scutum and often served as the shock troops in Hannibal's army. Then there were the Balearic slingers, famous for their terrifying accuracy. Their sling stones were especially effective at disrupting tight Roman formations. A soldier's gear also revealed social rank. Nobles might wear finely crafted metal cuirasses and ornate helmets, while lower status fighters often went into battle with little more than basic equipment and minimal protection. True strength lay not just in numbers, but in experience. Veterans of Hannibal's African infantry or multi-war mercenaries developed brutal efficiency, combining discipline, adaptability, and calm under pressure. These warriors weren't just brave, they were lethal professionals, molded by the battlefield and key to Hannibal's military brilliance. One of the most awe-inspiring and fearsome weapons in Carthage's arsenal was the war elephant, a creature that terrified enemies, disrupted formations, and charged into battle like a living siege engine. Carthage, likely influenced by their exposure to the Ptolemies and other Hellenistic powers, deployed North African forest elephants, a smaller but aggressive subspecies. These elephants were outfitted with protective armor, head coverings, and sometimes even carried small wooden towers on their backs, from which javelin throwers could strike from above. The psychological impact alone was devastating. Most European armies had never encountered elephants in battle. Their size, thunderous steps, and the chaos they caused among horses and infantry could break morale before the clash even began. War elephants were often used at the front of the line, charging into enemy ranks to disrupt cohesion before infantry or cavalry followed. In some battles, however, they proved unpredictable, panicking or turning back into Carthaginian lines when wounded or confused. For that reason, Hannibal was selective in their use, understanding that their power came with risk. Despite the limitations, elephants played a key role in several Carthaginian victories and were used as both weapons and symbols of power. In fact, Hannibal's crossing of the Alps is often romanticized with images of elephants. Although only a few survived the journey, their mere presence in Italy shocked the Roman world. Despite its eventual destruction in 146 BC during the Third Punic War, Carthage's military innovations influenced generations of warfare. From Hannibal's tactics at Cannae, still studied in military academies today, to the idea of a professional, multi-ethnic army, Carthage was centuries ahead of its time. In a world dominated by citizen soldiers, Carthage proved that strategy, diplomacy, and raw talent could overcome even the might of Rome, at least for a time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this deep dive into Carthaginian military history. What topic should we cover next? Let us know below.